Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to get started on The Dark Knight Returns Armored Exo Frame Batman. This is probably one of the most iconic Batman moments of not only just the 80s, but Batman's history that it went down with the get down. This is old man Batman in an armored suit being a brick house, beating up brick house Superman. So it's one of those things where it's legendary. I can't front. Like, everything about it is just straight up legendary. So it's cool to now see the comic accurate version. Everyone knows we have like a bunch of other iterations from other companies, but it's cool to see Mafex tackle it because Mafex has been killing the game on comic accurate figures, especially the DC stuff. So let's have some fun. Let's talk about it. This guy is a big old beefcake, but what's crazy is he is super posable. It's almost like Mafex took the time to study both the source material from the comic and take liberties with the animated stuff to show you just how agile and articulated he is even in his exo frame. So it's really cool to see that go down. Our look here, and then you can see behind they've covered that cool exo frame. I just think I really like this colorway. There's a bunch of different, depending on which version you read in and the way it's colored. I really like this colorway of the different shades of gray. You have darker gray here, you have your padding, which is a lighter gray, and your armored parts, showing that you kind of, even with the suit put together the way it is, there's a bunch of different coloring and additions that you can make. I still love the big old yellow utility belt. Kind of like, yeah, I'm aiming right at you. One thing that's pretty cool is that you also don't see any bat symbol. You just know by the pointy ears and the armored bats who you're fighting. So now we got a quick look at it. Let's talk about our articulation and our wired cape. Now, the wired cape is utterly beautiful because it has a range. As you can see here, you can get it in magnificent pose and flow, right? You can pull it over the shoulder. You can lift our arm up. And you can see it doesn't hinder anything in any which way, which is really, really dope. I love that. Everyone knows I love the wired capes. I'm here for it, right? So look at this. Look at that flow. That's just fantastic, right? Now, articulation-wise, though, this is where it gets really crazy, right? So our Batman could look up. You can actually see the chin. He has enough mobility that you can see underneath the helmet. We can tuck it in. We have enough emotion to tilt side to side as well. So your Batman actually has a ton of expression. That means when you're doing really jump down poses, flight poses, anything like that, you got it. Or the skydive poses, depending on your exo frame and what you want to do. Our shoulders aren't necessarily attached to the armor per se, but it does feel, okay, so it is attached to the arm, but it's attached to the top of the arm, which has a bit of a drip down, kind of like how SH Figure Artist does it. We have an invisible bicep swivel, which is really nice. And even though we are double jointed, obviously because of the way it's armored and the way the joint system is, you're probably just getting an acute angle or just about 90 degrees, even with the tuck in. You do have full rotation on the wrist pegs though. And we have a beautiful butterfly joint. I know you may not be able to see it, but look at that extension of it outward. Even the padding and detail on the exo frame, just really nice. As you can see, it tucks right back in. As far as our waist area, we have a beautiful round like roticulation. Wow, it's really in my vocabulary now. So we have our roticulation. And you can see we have that deep crunch. And like I said, when you pick your head up, look at that. So I mean, if you want to do your just walk and you want to make it look really, really magnificent, just shout out to you as well, because I'm going to talk about the Mattel tip that you did, right? So let's say we have our Batman really posed up really nicely like this. We want to get a nice little reticulation. Look at this. We got our beautiful just walk going. Should I call it the Just J? We'll call it the Just J. But look at that. Really, really posnificant. Not even magnificent, it's posnificant. We can drop down the leg. We can lift our leg up. We are double jointed, but like I said, with those armored parts, you're gonna have to be careful. You do have a thigh, well, no, you don't have a thigh swivel. No, you do, but it's inside the joint, but it's not at the actual thigh. So I'm gonna call that a ball joint wiggle. But it looks really good. The only thing that's really gonna be protruding out angle, like visual wise, is gonna be these ball joints here at the bottom. They're gonna protrude out and seem like the only thing that's really out of place with this figure. You do have a toe pivot as well. It's really tough. I'm gonna have to heat mine up to test that out. And we have the spiked boots. These are really cool, but they do hurt if you apply pressure, so just be careful. We do have a super generous ankle pivot, and our ball joints can rotate. So let's see about some cool pre-punch poses. Yeah, this is really a solid toy. Has weight to it as well too. I am thoroughly enjoying this figure. And it's cool too because I sat down and played with it a little last night, but as I play with it more right here and now, I realized just how much more I like this figure. I think my only gripe would be I wish the arms could raise a little higher, even though it's attached to it at the arm. When you lift up, it's going to crevice into your shoulder parts right here, preventing it from going too high, and then that will happen. I actually knew that was gonna happen, and I tried not to make it happen, but yeah, I played myself. But yeah, as you can see, I pushed it to the limit, and you see what happens. It's gonna pop out that socket. I was fortunate enough that mine did not break, it just popped out. So you may wanna very much be careful with yours. But yeah, look at this. This is utterly beautiful. This is an excellent posable beefcake brick house Batman. I cannot recommend this enough if you love beefcake brick house Batmans. This is a solid figure. And it's super posable, which again, that's my thing. I love that kind of stuff. So yeah, I kind of want to just take a snap. I want to snap a picture right here. I'm gonna do one because I'm taking a picture on my phone, because you could record and take a picture at the same time. So we have that pose idea. I'm gonna try to replicate that again later. You can even ride or kick with your Batman, which is pretty cool. It won't look as cool ride or kicky, but you can do it. This is an excellent Batman. I can't front. Like, I'm super excited about this. Like, Mafex is killing it in terms of, and again, that's from me doing that earlier. I played myself, I shouldn't have did it. But, you know what? While we're at it though, that actually looks really cool as a one-arm Batman. You can see the function here, right? You see that double joint? Look at that double joint. It actually has a lot of tolerance clearance. So that's cool to study. I'm glad I took that out. I'm glad it happened. It was a happy accident, because now I get to see, wait, this looks like it has more range now. Hold on one sec, y'all. I want to test something. Let me actually push this in. And maybe, just maybe, nope, he can get more range. So my shoulder pads were actually stuck. Okay, so you can get a little bit more range. I got a little bit more range out of it, y'all. So keep that in mind. My happy accident caused me to find out there's a little bit more range. So you get a little bit of extra range going up. It will clear this top tolerance actually. So I hope you don't skip through the video, for real. That was a happy accident, and I'm glad I found it out. You actually get a little bit more range. Now, we're gonna talk about our accessories. One of the things that I thought was really cool is I really like the fact that Mafex kind of includes these now, so I can show you them. So here are our open action hands. This makes this so much easier for me to just show you guys stuff in the video. We have our open action hands. We have our relaxed hands, right? We will have our trigger hands, and this is where I was talking about just earlier. So just showed off that the Sonic gun with the Mattel Dark Knight Returns armored still works with this figure with the Mafex. So you could use the Sonic gun from the Mattel figure for this guy. I have ordered one, but it will not arrive in time for me to do this video. I wanted to knock this out, so I will take pictures on my Instagram when that does arrive, whenever the hell it does. And then we have gripping item hand, and our item hand will be for this right here. As you can see, let's actually take this off. You can hold it either way. There is this way or this way. Whichever way you prefer, it can hold it either way. And then on this hand, this is our acid spitting hand. There's going to be a certain way you peg it in. You're gonna match those pegs up. See how it won't match? You won't be able to put it in until it matches. There you go. And there you have it. Next up, you'll get 2 other head sculpts. One of them will be the Angry Unmasked head. I think this is a beautiful sculpt here. For all the guys who paint out there, I think you may want to darken your tones. I mean, that's probably, and add those more realistic details. But overall, this sculpt by Perfect Studio, I believe, is already top notch. This is really good. And then we have an alternate grit teeth armored head. You can actually see like the opening in the mouth. Right? One more thing that I want to test before I jump into the size comparisons. I want to pop this sculpt off, right? Leave that neck there. Show off the Mafex sculpt. I mean, I'm sorry, the Mezco sculpt here. And there you have, voila. Now we have a Mezco Old Man Batman sculpt on there. So you guys can see how that looks. Right? In case you want options. It actually just popped right on there. You might want to use some sticky tack to hold it in place, but if you're just going to have it sit on the neck, you will be fine. Now, what we are going to do is, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to take a quick break, quick breather, and drink a little bit of water. And I'm going to see you guys in a second. All right, guys, now we're going to jump into the size comparison. Boom, boom. All right, so first thing we can do is we can compare it to some other Mafex stuff. So let's do that. Here is Carrie Kelly, which is an integral part of the story. She is tiny compared to our armored Batman, right? So there we have that. And then we have Batman outside of his armor. This is also from the same 2-pack that comes with Carrie Kelly. And yes, the head sculpts are compatible with each other. They use the same pegs. So let's say you wanted to put this Screaming sculpt on there. There you have it. It's right there. That Screaming sculpt does work on this body as well. So you have those universal pegs that allow you to just kind of, you know, have some fun for real. So there you have this. I like this. Even though he's beefy in both, I like that it's still technically just a little different, that both fit the Frank Miller style. Then I want to compare it to the armor that inspired the movie armor. So here we are with our old Mafex one. This one came out a long time ago at this point. Wow, I've been collecting Mafex since the beginning. And this guy is much, much smaller compared to our comic book counterpart, right? Let's get him out of the way. Next up, oh, why not use what is wrong with me? Here is the Mezco Supreme Knight, and even he's smaller than the Mafex, right? But at the end of the video, I'm gonna bring him back because I want to test out the head sculpt on it and see how the masked head looks on there. Here we are also the Mezco Reeves Superman, and I realized like I'm actually quite excited for the Beefcake Superman because it really does work with those two. And here we are with the Mafex Justice League Superman. And as you can see here, without a Beefcake Superman, it just doesn't feel right. It almost feels like you're cheating, right? Let's get rid of these two. Oh, then we have an Articulated Icons Ninja. And oh, by the way, I have been looking for my cats and my Zangief, and I cannot find them. I'm hoping the movers didn't misplace the box that had them in there, but for life of me, can't find them. It's making me a little sad. Here we are with an Action Force Army Builder. And then I guess next up we'll do a Marvel Legends. So here is a Marvel Legends Shield Agent who can't stand on his own right now. Let's remove these guys. And next up we will do a Mythic Legions and then a Kamen Rider. I know I'm kind of out of place right now with a lot of my stuff, but I'm doing my best. It's not easy, but I'm doing my best. Let's try to find a Mythic Legion. Actually, wow, I don't have one in front of me. I could have swore I did. So sorry about that. We won't do a Mythic Legion. I'll save that for the photos. But last but not least, we'll do a Kamen Rider. So let's do that. We're going to do a Revi from Kamen Rider Revice, who is a little bit taller than previous Kamen Riders, but I don't believe that he will be too much of a difference to show you kind of just how SHF kind of stacks up. So here we are. And still tiny compared to our Mafex Batman. But yeah, there you have it. This has been actually a really fun toy because I didn't know what to expect from Mafex. They've been killing it, but it's one of those things where things constantly get delayed from them and you just don't know what's up or might be changed or something like that. But this has been a very, very pleasant surprise. Oh, this sits way too low. But if we had some sticky tack, right? Now we see how this would look there. But yeah, that sits way too low. But what I want to also do is, since we can kind of swap sculpts there, right? In case you want to try this out. So this works also with the black one too, so keep that in mind. But this actually looks really solid like this. And if we get a more up close look, you'll have it. But I want to thank you guys for watching, having some patience with me as I work through this unpacking of my life with this move. I hope you're having fun posing and playing and listening to me. For those of you that out there who are listening with your wives, tell your wives I'm sorry in advance, and they can blame me always. Whenever you have to blame a purchase on me, I'm totally here to take the blame for you guys. And you can use this as evidence against me. But thank you for real for watching. I cannot express it enough. It means a lot that people enjoy my videos, and most of all, they learn something from it. So please, be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.